Hello, my YouTube minions. Welcome back to another battle. This is another one against This Account Was Taken, or This Name Is Ironic, whatever he wants to be called these days. And this is actually going to be in the newly released PU tier, which is just kind of a play on words, but I like to go by it pretty useless, or painfully used, I think somebody said to me once. I like that one too. So we're going to roll with one of those acronyms. Anyway, so, yeah, this is, like I said, this name is ironic, or, this guy was taken, and I'm gonna go ahead, and this is my first time playing PU. I've not even looked at it before, trying to throw a team together, so hopefully I'm gonna do alright. Now, one thing I did notice was Dusclops was, in PU, which, with Eviolite is obviously a Pokemon that's very difficult to, take down. So he's gonna go ahead and leave with Raichu, and he's gonna go ahead and Volt Switch right off the bat, and as you can see, that does pitiful damage to my Dusclops. He's going to oddly go into Musharna. And I'm not really sure what he thinks he can do to me. I mean, I guess he was predicting the, the status move, and I wanted to synchronize it onto my Dusclops. It doesn't really matter. I mean, obviously the residual damage is always going to hurt Dusclops because he doesn't have, leftovers recovery. But, I'm not really hurt by the Burns, attack drop due to the fact that I don't have any actual moves that uses my attack stat. And in addition, it's, Burn was nerfed this generation, so it's not really a huge deal. Anyway, so I'm just going to go into Silvally, against his Musharna. That was a double switch, and he just goes into a Molga, which is weird, and I really don't know what he's going to do, but I'm thinking maybe he'll Volt Switch so I go into my Lantern. Turns out he just U-turns, which is probably, he did that because he didn't want to, he already knew I had Lantern, obviously. So he's going to go into Palisand now, and I decided to make a ballsy play and stay in, despite, the fact he probably has a ground move. I decided just to go for the Scald. I'm hoping this is a pure special set, and I do have the Assault Vest, and he ends up just going for the Shadow Ball, probably predicting a switch. And, yeah, I take that really, really, really nicely. Now, unfortunately for me, it doesn't look like it's going to be a 2-hit KO, but it looks like the first one was actually min damage, because I end up getting that 2-hit KO without a crit, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, in comes his Silvally, and I didn't know what kind this was at first, but it turns out it's a Dragon version, and this was actually a misplay, actually, a misclick. I was going to go for the Ice Beam against it, seeing that it was super effective against this Silvally, but I think I accidentally hit Volt Switch, which does give me a switch, but I could have probably done significant damage to this guy with Ice Beam, and that makes me really sad, because now I'm just going to switch, and good news is I took the Draco Meteor, I mean, not very well, but kind of well. And, yeah, he's going to obviously go -2 to his special attack, so he's going to be forced to switch out against my Crustle. Now, my Crustle, I don't think I've ever actually used Crustle, ever, and which is kind of the point of PU, right? It's using Pokemon you don't otherwise would use, and this one's a Hazard Setter. I'm just going to set up my Stealth Rocks, and unfortunately for me, this Emolga does have Encore, so I am going to try for it again, instead of being able to maybe set up Spikes or some other such thing. But whatever, I'm just going to go into Lantern, hoping once again he just goes for the Volt Switch, but he just U-turns, which is a good play, and yeah, he's going to go right back, I believe, into his, Silvally, and yeah, I'm just going to stay in and die. I figure that I don't want to take a Draco Meteor or anything, so I'm just going to, like, sack off Lantern. He goes for the X4 resisted Flash Cannon, he's able to kill me anyway because I only have 8 HP, but it would have been hilarious if I survived with 1 HP and got a nice beam off on him. Oh well. So in comes my Scyther. And I'm just going to go for a Swords Dance. I do have Eviolite on this guy as well, obviously. So I'm kind of thinking I can take the Draco Meteor okay. And here's the moment of truth. Can I with a Eviolite? Holy crap, Scyther, you beast. Taking that Draco Meteor, Stab Draco Meteor, might I add, from that Silvally. And it does even less than half. So I'm just going to go ahead and Roost. He's going to get the Parting Shot off on me. Now, I did get +1 attack now. Well, I got +2 attack now. The Parting Shot puts me down to +1. Would have been really actually better for me just to attack on the switch, because he's going to go into a Molga. And, well, maybe not. Maybe a better play just to get back up. My 2 attacking moves are Wing Attack and Brick Break, so I actually can't hit this Emolga, even with a neutral move. So that's somewhat unfortunate. He's just going to go for the U-turn, and I end up getting the red card on it, which is actually not bad, because it's going to force him into a Pokemon he might not want. Although this Raichu, truth be told, isn't a bad Pokemon to have against my Crustle, because obviously I am not a ground type, I'm a rock bug. So, yeah, I'm not immune to that sort of thing. But I decided to stay in anyway, and I think I'm going to take it okay, because I'm pretty bulky. And he just goes for the Volt Switch, which doesn't do that much, and I'm just going to be able to hit up some spikes. And I figure if I can get 3 layers of this, I will have huge advantage on the switch, which will be really nice. So he's going to go ahead and roost. He has no point to obviously encore me because I want to set up spikes. So yeah, there's the second layer, and if I'm lucky, I should be able to set the third this turn. He has no real way, from what I've seen in his team, to get rid of my hazards. So being able to set up these a monster amount of hazards on him will be pretty great. So yeah, in comes Golem, though, which is kind of a bad thing. Obviously, he can get a super effective rock-type move against me, but more importantly, he's probably going to set up his own rocks, which, you know, I kind of knew that that's what his Golem was. In fact, I actually led with Dusclops thinking he'd lead with Golem, and looking at my team, actually Golem is a big problem for it, so biggest problem that I saw on his team going into this. So I'm just going to go into Dusclops just in case he does go for a physical attack. No, he's just going to go for the Stealth Rock, though. Which is good for him because obviously he gets some hazard advantage here, and he's going to limit my switching a little bit. But at this point, because I have 3 layers of spikes and stealth rocks on top of it, I'm going to have he's going to be taking some massive damage on switching. He gets 25% for all granite Pokemon with the spikes, but also obviously the stealth rock on top of it, which is going to be dealing 25% to this Emolga, who is a flying type. So not too bad upon switch-in, and I'm just going to go for a Pain Split. Unfortunately, he doesn't do anything really against the Emolga, the incoming Emolga. And he's going to Encore me, forcing me to keep going for the Pain Split, so that's not great. In fact, I think I might even lose. No, I don't lose some HP, because that's right, I took some burn damage. But it's really not doing anything, obviously, against Emolga, but there's nothing really he can do to me, either. But he decides to taunt, so that's what he can do to me. So I can't obviously go for the Pain Split anymore. Now I'm pretty much forced to switch, because if I stay in from here, I'm going to struggle. So he's very well played there, getting the force switch. So in comes Crustle. He's going to be taking 25%. I pretty much went into Crustle at this point to sack it off. I mean, I already got the hazards, which is what I really wanted to do with this guy. I think I have a Rock move and Knock Off as my other 2 moves. But, yeah, it's pretty pointless. He's just going to go into Raichu, and here I make a big mistake. Actually, well, sacking off Crustle, obviously, a mistake. There's nothing I can do with it. He's going to go with a Thunderbolt, and for some reason, I just didn't consider the fact this guy would be Scarfed at all. I'm going to go into my Typhlosion, and this is Scarfed Typhlosion, and I decide, you know what? I don't want to risk the Fire Blast miss. I'm just going to go for the Eruption, because I'm at 75%. We're making it only slightly weaker than Fire Blast. But, yeah, he's going to outspeed me because Raichu has a higher base speed, and if I just went for the Fire Blast, that would have been a KO. And that, really, really was bad for me. I was hoping that I'd be able to obviously outspeed, and I really should have just went into Dusclops knowing that I can take a hit from Raichu, even a Thunderbolt pretty well, because I believe my Dusclops is actually EV'd specially bulkily. Because it doesn't really need additional defense. And look how well I take this Thunderbolt. I take this astonishingly well. I'm just able to get rid of this guy with Nightshade. So I kind of like got rid of my Scarf Typhlosion there for absolutely no reason, and that's going to hurt me a bit later. Hopefully I will be able to recover from it. So, in comes Misharna again, which I'm like, okay, I'm okay with this. I mean, I don't know if he can actually kill me. Like I said, most of the time these things are special, so I don't really think he can do that much damage with Psychic. He's just going to go for a Moonlight, and I'm like, dude, I'm just going to take that delicious HP, thank you. Yeah, there's the Pain Split, so thank you very much for the complete heal on my Dusclops. Dusclops doing some serious work here against this Misharna. This Misharna can't do anything because, yeah, it's just going to end up healing me if he tries to stay healthy. Actually, it'd probably be a pretty long stall if we went head-to-head against those, so hopefully that's not going to happen. So in comes Emolga again, as I just switch out as well, not wanting, neither of us wants that matchup. So I'm just going to go into Silvally, because this is, if I didn't mention before, a Dark-type Silvally. I have the Dark RKS, or whatever it's called. So obviously he can't hit me with his Stab Psychic move. So I'm just going to go for a multi-attack. I don't know how much damage I'm going to do to Emolga, but I'm going to find out. He goes for the Roost, and obviously, and I end up doing more damage with multi-attack than he was doing, and he is going to get off the U-turn, which is super effective, but still doesn't do that much. And just go into Musharna, which is just going to die to the multi-attack, obviously, because it's weak to it. So, that's not too shabby. And, yeah, I'm going to make another misplay here coming up after the Musharna dies. He's going to go out into his own Silvally, which is a Dragon Silvally. What I really should have done was sack off Scyther here. There's really no other Pokemon on his team left that I really need Scyther for, because his remaining Pokemon are Golem and this Silvally. But instead I'm like, okay, Dusclops have been taking hits super well in this battle. So I'm going to go into Dusclops. I think I should be able to take a Draco Meteor, and indeed he goes for a Flamethrower, which doesn't even last. And I take that really well, but this ends up being damage I can't afford to take on Dusclops. He's going to obviously go for the Draco Meteor now, and that's going to actually hit my Dusclops down to, yellow. I'm going to be able to kill the Silvally, but his last Pokemon is Golem, which, Golem is slow, but Dusclops, short of a lot, is slower. And at 23 HP, he's going to be able to kill me with his Stabbed Earthquake, which, I was, like I said, hoping to take the hits better from the Silvally because of how well I've been taking special hits, but it would just end up being a little too much damage. Now, if I would have sacked Scyther there instead of going out into Dusclops and getting the Stay Switch into Dusclops after that, then yeah, that would have been savvy because I would have been able to switch into this Golem. Well, I would have had HP to go into Golem against Golem. So yeah, not great. I'm just gonna go for a Steel Wing, which I'm pretty sure is a mistake on this set, but it's probably the thing I can hit the Golem with the hardest. I have no idea why I have Steel Wing on it. Pretty sure it's a mistake on the set I made. So whatever. Silvally goes down. I was still kind of hoping though that I might be able to pull this out. But I wasn't able to quite do enough damage there. I'm hoping that maybe he'll either miss his rock move, or I'll just be able to crit kill with the Brick Break. I go for it. It's super effective. Red HP, and he's going to get off the Rock Blast, which only needs 2 hits to take me out. So that was a great game there, though. Red HP, last Pokemon. Could have went either way. I think I would have had it if I would have, like I said, sacked off Scyther. Or just didn't sack my Typhlosion like an idiot against his Scarf Raichu. But that was an honest to God dirt moment. But you live and learn. This was my first time in the PU tier, and I have to say, I did all right. I think I did all right, and it was a very good battle. So, once again, great match. Today's question of the day is, what is your favorite rock type? And this battle featured a few notable rock types. Crustle, as well, did some work, as well as, his Golem, obviously, which was a big problem for me. So leave a comment about that. As for me, I've always had I really liked Aerodactyl. I do like Rhyperior. So I'm probably going to go with that one. Of course, there's also Credilli, which is one of my favorites, but I kind of use that for the grass type question. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time, I hope. Later.